Hi, I'm Peter. I'm a freelance designer and developer. I mostly consider myself a designer, but I've always had a passion for coding as well. Today, I want to talk a bit about the concept, the designer who deploys, a concept that I think that most companies need to embrace sooner rather than later. Furthermore, I will also go a bit into detail on how I work with AI at the moment. A bit of background. I was recently head of product in an AI startup that made software for VCs. It was called CAP. I did both design and code there. I left CAP a little over a year ago and went back to freelancing again. I currently work for a Danish political news site called Altinget. And I also work for the file processing service called Transloaded, where I'm currently helping them with a bunch of landing pages. I also, when I have time, work on my own little business called Sport Monday. We sell football kits, personalized football kits to teams around Denmark and in other parts of Europe. And the concept is that you can go in and design your own kit with name and number and sponsor logo and club logo, etc. So back in 2017, I said that we should stop designing in Sketch and start designing in the browser instead. And the post got a lot of traction, but also got a lot of pushback, and mainly because the learning curve for coding were too much for most designers. And the way that most teams are structured today, designers in Figma and engineers in code, that pushback is kind of right. No one is really giving designers the time or motivation to even try to go into code. And we're still stuck in this handoff process. And if you work in a big corporation or in most companies that I've worked for, this is how it goes. So a designer creates a mockup in Figma, and then there's a handoff meeting, and the developer interprets the design, and then he says, "Oh, this won't work," and where's the empty state? And then you go back to the design again in Figma, and then you revise the mockups, and then there's another handoff process, and then it finally ships at some point. And then after it's been deployed, you get these questions. Oh, can we just move this 2 pixels to the left? Or can we try a different shade of blue on the button? And this happens every time. And it's super annoying because first the designer needs to wait for the front-ender to actually fix this. And it's not even sure that the front-ender has time because he's moved on to other stuff. And even these like small little UI tweaks, like I just mentioned that you see here, become either an issue in Linear or it takes a long time to be fixed. And designers hate this because they see this as a bug and it affects the user experience because it's in production, right? And the developers hate this because, again, as I said before, they moved on to other tasks, and they find these little tweaks annoying. So it's frustrating for both parties. So why does this happen? And it mainly happens because we have siloed how engineers and or how designers and engineers work. But how can we fix this? I think it's about time that we enable designers and let them ship smaller changes or changes in general to production. That doesn't mean that developers become less important. Front-enders and back-enders will still do everything that makes a product actually work, like architecture and performance. But I still feel that designers, they need to own the UI more. At least we should make them do smaller changes as a start. There used to be good reasons why designers didn't deploy. Dev environments were fragile, code base often had no guardrails, and Git and deployment used to feel really scary. But roll back to today, with modern tech stacks and strong component libraries, And AI tools like Claude Code and Cursor, the barrier has been lowered substantially. And I don't really think there's an excuse anymore for not to let designers deploy. Let me just show you a very simple example. Let's say I want to change the blue radius, the border radius of this blue button here, as you see on the screenshot. Usually that would mean a whole process, handoff process, the process I showed you earlier, would be started again. And I would have to poke a front ender to fix this, and it will probably end up with a linear issue, as you see here. Instead of doing that, I could just use Claude Code or Cursor and change the border radius in no time. The guardrails are already in place, as Claude already knows the code base, know the UI framework I'm working with. So with a small change like this, there's not really much that can go wrong. And in about 1 to 2 minutes, I can have it fixed and make a pull request, and then a developer would just need to review it, and it would be live in production afterwards. And this is, of course, just a smaller change, but you get the idea. Now, I know that a terminal like what I just showed you can be scary for a scary place for a designer, but Claude Code actually works on desktop as well, and it even works on your phone. And I'm actually using it a lot from my phone. It's super nice when you're sitting in the couch or when you're in the metro. You can just like prompt away, and so when you get back to your computer, you just have a pull request that you have to review, and then you can merge it in. I've also found myself just review the pull request from the GitHub app, and then I can just merge it in from there. So I can basically do everything on the go from my phone now, which is super nice. Of course, I can't see everything visually, but still, like smaller changes where just tweaking a button color or something like that, it's super nice. But how do you enable designers to deploy in your code base? Here's a few things that I think could make this work. First, developers have to make working with code designer friendly. And by that I mean developers have to set up some guardrails like linting and formatting and type systems and component libraries for this to work, and also tests. Designers, on the other hand, should learn Tailwind. From my experience, Tailwind is almost the same as adjusting properties in Figma. It's basically just another UI or different UI. So it should be pretty easy for designers to learn this. And LLMs are already really well trained to do Tailwind at this point, so there will be less mistakes if you work with Tailwind. And of course, designers need to be on GitHub so they can do pull requests. And there's already a lot of guardrails on GitHub that you can set with code reviews and tests, so it's safe for everyone. But why is this such a good idea? Like, why should you make designers deploy? And here's what I've noticed when you let designers do these type of changes, like what I've experienced you end up with. I see that you end up with a much shorter feedback loop, which of course means your user experience become better faster. There's less handoff, no more creating linear issues and fewer misunderstandings because the designers, they can just do this right away. And I also notice there's a higher craft to the quality because you can go in and tweak these little finer details that developers often don't see. And this also means there's happier teams because designers, they kind of feel ownership because they actually are part of building the product now, the IKEA effect as it's called. And developers, they can focus on much harder problems because they already hate these type of smaller changes that designers, they nerd about. So I've only seen this as a win-win. And when you get to a point where designers, they actually can do most of implementing the UI, you can actually end up where you can remove all of these steps in the handoff process which is just super nice and super fast. So to sum up, here's how you can enable designers in your code base. If you're a designer, you should start by learning some basic Tailwind. Start opening some small pull requests like changing copy or spacing, a hover effect, and then start by pairing with a developer on the feature. And if you're a developer, you should start with adding some linting and formatting, maybe use a simple component library, and create a safe environment for designers. And then start with maybe 3 or 5 allowed edit for designers so they don't go rogue in the code base. That's what I would suggest. So I'm a bit more technical than most designers, so I just want to show a bit of how I work with AI at the moment. And of course, this is subject to change anytime because the tools change constantly, and I move from Claude Code to Cursor, and sometimes I've also used other providers, but this is how my stack looks currently. So I still start in Figma, and that's mainly because there is no constraints. I use that for exploring concepts and ideas. But once I have an idea of where I want to go, I move to the browser as quickly as possible and continue from there. I feel it's much nicer because you can play with the material where it will actually live. You think more about how things should animate when you're in the browser compared to being in Sketch. That's this static tool. I then usually pull up Cursor. When I go to the browser, I see that as my co-engineer or my design brush. I used to do a lot of work in Claude Code. I still do that, but I mainly use Cursor now. In Cursor, I've set it up this way. This is mainly how I work when I'm on my large screen at home. I prompt on the left, and then I see my changes in the middle, what Cursor has done, and then I can see the final output in the browser. It's super nice that Cursor has this browser implemented inside the interface, so I don't have to context switch all the time. I have the terminal at the bottom, so I can quickly commit stuff as I see how it works and if it behaves correctly. For the models, I use Composer One. It is super fast and it is super good for making those smaller iterations. If it's harder problems, like let's say I wanted to do some calculations or something like that, I would switch to Sonnet or the newer Opus model to get some better results. I also still use ChatGPT. It's mainly for copy. I use that for general questions. I mainly use it because of speed. I think it's super fast. And I typically do this while Cursor is running, like chugging through the code. I use ChatGPT to refine like landing page copy or whatever that could be. I have some commands set up in both Claude and Cursor. It's super nice. Commands is like, if you don't know commands, it's basically like a keyboard shortcut for AI prompts. The first one I have is FixUX, which is a set of front-end rules made for building accessible and fast and delightful UIs. It basically goes over the file and then gives me suggestions on what to fix. It is based on Vercel's web interface guidelines, so it's basically a copy-paste of that. I have this one, which I really like. It's a set of practical guidelines for doing animations. It's based on Emil Kowalski's design guidelines for animations. Emil is a designer at Linear and has made a super nice course around animations. So this goes in and gives me a couple of suggestions when I do animations, like how could I make the duration of animation better, or if there's another easing curve I should use, for example. I also have this one, create the WebP images. We're still in 2025. Or we are in 2025, and Figma still doesn't let you export to modern image formats. So I have this one that goes over a folder and generates WebP images from PNG images or JPEG images. It's a super nice shortcut. I also sometimes use this create commit command, but sometimes I find it's actually faster to do it myself. The cool thing about these commands is that you can actually share them with your team. So if you make a cursor folder, a .cursor folder inside your repository with these commands, then other members of your team can actually use these commands as well. So that's also super handy if you want to do this developer designer collaboration. Then you can pre-make some commands for the designers. For example, this create commit message that the designer can just use, so they don't have to understand all the logic behind the Git. That's just a tip. Just a bit of recent work that I've done with the help of AI that has not been possible for me to do as a designer in the past. So a while back, I was making a new landing page in Figma for Transloaded, and I had this idea of doing a globe with these white lines jumping around on the globe to create this worldwide effect. So what I did was create a sketch in Figma, and then I took a screenshot of this and put it over into Cursor, and then just started prompting away. And I think I ended up with something that actually looked quite good, actually. You can see the result here. And this is something that I would never be able to do myself back in the days. It would take me weeks to build this. I think it's super nice where we are currently with all this AI. Another example is here, where also I'm using the globe. All of these animations here, they will also have taken me forever to build in the past. But AI helped me out with the timing, and it's just super nice to just prompt away, and you can end up with these kind of results. That's it. Hope that was interesting and useful. That's my talk. Thank you.